So welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to your third trimester of this year 2020, fourth grade. So first thing to do in this class, you're going to need your art book, or if you don't have your art book, a piece of paper, pencil, and pencil case. Okay, so go for it. So first thing that we're going to see in this trimester is I'm going to let you see the understanding goal, and I think you're going to love the subject of this trimester, and I hope you do. So, okay, let's read it. I'm going to put myself over here. Okay, so I will develop understanding of anime and manga as representation of contemporary art. So as you can see, guys, and I hope you like it, we're going to see anime and manga. Okay, so please stop the video and start copying the understanding goal of this trimester in your art books or in a piece of paper. Please copy it because I'm going to ask the evidence of the understanding goal in your art folders. Okay, you will have to upload this evidence. So stop the video, copy understanding goal, and once you copy it, you can put play, and we continue. So in this class, we're going to see a very short presentation about what is manga. Okay, so manga, what it is a Japanese word to describe a comic. Very simple as that. Outside of Japan is used to describe a Japanese comic as well as a style using them. So very simple is the word for comic in Japan, basically. And also is a style of comic. Okay, is a style. Their Japanese comic have their own style. So over here we have an image of one of the first comics ever released, or comics of mangas ever released. Okay, so maybe this is very different of what you expect of manga, but it's really cool to see what are the beginnings of the manga. Okay, so let's move on. So this image over here is one of the first manga for kids. Imagine, kids, that this image is from 1912, apparently, or to 1926. We don't have the exact date. So, characteristics of this manga: super fast. The colors are great. I never seen a manga with so many colors. They are just like blending into each other perfectly. We also have the characters of the comic. We also have a lot of Japanese culture inside this comic. As you can see, we have the kimono, these people with the kimono. And it's also very from that time. Imagine that in that time, in 1912 or 1926, we didn't have a lot of cars. We didn't have cars. So maybe in Japan, the rural Japan was like this. So, okay, let's move on. I'm going to show you a little bit of the history of manga, but super short, okay? And we're going to see characteristics of the different styles of manga authors, okay? In this case, this manga author is called Sanpei Shirato from the 1960s. So characteristics, super fast. We have black and white. Yes, we have a lot of cultural background, Japanese cultural background like this. This is a samurai, so very Japanese, and you can tell that maybe it's kind of an action comic. Yes, and also the characters don't look so human. They look human, but they are very exaggerated. So take a look at this, and take a look at this. We don't know if they are dogs or humans. Maybe are in between. So let's move on. We have over here Fujio Akatsuka. Fujio Akatsuka, very different style from the one that we see before. In this style, we can tell there's tons of color, is super fun. There's, again, this cultural Japanese background. Look at this guy over here. Look at this guy's kind of super Japanese, but the difference is that it's super funny. You see, the characters are funny. The cat, this guy, I don't know. Everybody is smiling. It's funny characters, but they are Japanese. So let's move on. Okay, Ryoko Ikeda from the 70s. This is for the girls. It's manga made for the girls. It's very different from the styles that we saw before. Characteristics of the style: colorful. Well, the main characteristics, of course, is the super gigantic eyes. Normally in manga, you have eyes like big eyes, but this is the most gigantic of all, I think. And also, it's very romantic. It looks very European. The girls looks like they're from Russia. I don't know, and it looks like princes and queens from European castles. You see? So, okay, let's move on. Kazuo Koike. Okay, Kazuo Koike. Characteristics, super basic. It's an action comic, you can tell. You have samurai, what I think is great. You have this awesome samurai girl over here. And because they are so action, you can tell that, for example, you can tell the movement of the comic. You can tell the movement of the sword. So the movement of the sword in terms of visually is because you have over here these little lines. You see? Those lines make the movement. So that is the style. And also you have onomatopoeia. So took the onomatopoeias are the sounds. You see? The sounds of the objects, of the persons, everything. Punches, sound, very Batman and Robin. Okay, this one, I think maybe you know it, some of you. Mazinger is super famous and is a manga from the 70s, 60s, through 80s, I think. I saw Mazinger when I was little. So yeah, Mazinger, characters for Mazinger, you can tell there's a lot of colors. And there's also the battle in between the good and the evil, you see? Okay, let's move on. I think this will, you love it, and you know it already. Akira Toriyama, the masterpiece of Akira Toriyama is, of course, Dragon Ball Z. 80s through 90s, I think everybody grew up watching this series. Is very famous around the universe. So characteristics of the comic, again, super colorful, big huge eyes, big manga eyes. This is what we call manga eyes. The characters are kind of Japanese, but kind of Japanese in between futuristics and, I don't know, it's an action comic, it's an action manga, and it has a lot of culture background of Japan there. Okay, for finish this super exciting manga story, I will tell Masami Kuromada. His famous masterpiece is called Night of the Zodiac, Caballeros del Zodiaco. It's one of my favorites. I love this manga. I love it. I grew up watching this. So characteristics of the, maybe you know it. I hope you do. Characteristics of this comic is super huge eyes. Again, you have it. It's super European. The characters look very European, and it's an action comic. There's a little bit of Japan in there, but there's more European, and super colorful. So, okay, we finished this little story history about comic. You see a little bit, you have an idea what is manga. And the idea for this class is super simple, guys. So you're going to do the next exercise. Pay attention. First of all, you're going to go to Google, yes, and I'm going to do it for you. You're going to go for Google, and you're going to search the image of your favorite manga character. I don't know, maybe you have one. If you don't have one, you can choose one of the characters that I show you in this presentation, or you can look in internet to search manga characters that maybe you like. Okay, so look for your manga character, search for it in images, and then you're going to draw your character. You're going to do a very simple drawing of your character in color. And the idea of this exercise is that we have our first approach to manga as it is, to manga drawing. So you're going to draw it the best as you can, as accurate as possible, okay? Then you're going to upload the evidence of your work and the evidence of the copy understanding goal, and you're going to upload it to your Drive folders. Okay, so basically this is it for today, guys. I hope you understand about manga and I hope you have fun with it, and see you in the next one. Bye.